Good morning. How are you today? Welcome to a new class. Welcome to class number 1114. Aunque creo que dice temporada T7, 114. Season 7, program 114. But for me, 1114. Vaughan World, Inés Garcia, and François Monet. Okay, this is the last episode. The end of the story, el desenlace feliz, the happy ending. Everybody likes a happy ending. And I'm happy to tell you that the story I'm going to read is a happy ending. Everybody, hay que ser feliz, entonces we have to be happy. Yes. Inés Garcia, pero es un episodio largo. Yeah, you can see it. Están caminando a lo largo del Sena. You can see in the background, buy the book, okay? And then you can see the pictures. And you can see the Notre Dame in the background. Okay. Inés Garcia has been working in the legal department of Peugeot now for several months. Now you remember, Inés Garcia and François Monet met in the center of Seville in a traffic accident. It was Inés's fault. But when they were doing the paperwork, it was clear that there was some chemistry between them. François found Inés very exotic, and Inés found François very imposing. All right, imponente, wow, imposing. And she broke up with Paco, her boyfriend, and then she and François decided to get married. But they haven't gotten married yet, I think. But I think they're living together. Even in pecado. They're living in sin. In sin, all right? They're living together, pareja. But in any case, François, through his uncle Pierre Monet, managed to get a job for Inés in Peugeot. Inés is a lawyer, and now she's working in the legal department in Peugeot, which is PSA. PSA is the name of the company, which includes Citroën, Opel, Peugeot, Renault, no, I can't remember, uno más. There's one more. There are 4 cars, I think, in the group of PSA. But in any case, Inés Garcia has been working in the legal department of Peugeot for ¿cuántos? 7 meses. Wow, 7 months. Hemos saltado 7 meses. O 8. 7 months. All right. She lives with François in a small apartment in the Latin Quarter. El barrio latino, Quartier Latin. It's very famous in France. It's on the left bank. It's not on the right bank. You see, the Seine, el Sena, the Seine passes through Paris. And Paris has 2 sides. The right bank, the Champs-Élysées, the Louvre, the Tuileries Gardens, the Arc of Triumph, etc. Sacré-Cœur and Montmartre, and the Bastille, Place de la Bastille, and many more. That's the right bank. The right bank is more elegant. The left bank is more bohemian. Now the left bank has the Eiffel Tower, of course. Les Invalides. It has the Luxembourg Gardens. It has the Sorbonne, the famous university, and it has the Latin Quarter. And the Latin Quarter is more or less bohemian. Very interesting place, the Latin Quarter. I have spent a lot of time in the Latin Quarter in Paris. Yes, In fact, in 1979, yes, in 1979, I spent with my wife a full month in a pension, in a little hostel in the Latin Quarter, very near the Luxembourg Gardens, and the Senado, the Senate is there as well. Inés Garcia has been working in the legal department of Peugeot now for several months. Seven months. She lives with Francois. Francisco se llama igual que el novio. Paco, Francois, Pancho, Francois. In a small apartment in the Latin Quarter on the left bank of the Seine River, Rio Sena. The left bank. Bank has two meanings. Y banco in español tiene two meanings. In Spanish, banco has two meanings. Banco donde deposit, where you deposit your money, y banco where you sit in the park. You sit on a bench. You have banco for two. Hay un banco en el banco. There's a bench in the bank. There's a bench in the bank. In Spanish, hay un banco para sentarse en el banco. All right, fine. Now, the word bank in English, they're always two completely different meanings. One meaning is un banco, a bank where you deposit money. And another is la orilla de un río, the river bank. No la orilla del mar, no, that's the shore, the seashore, or the seaside. All right, but la orilla del río is the river bank. And so when we talk about Paris, to situate places, we say the left bank or the right bank. The left bank or the right bank. And the Latin Quarter, where Inés and Francois have their apartment, is on the left bank in the Bohemian area of Paris. All right. Shortly before going to Paris, cortamente antes de ir a París, cortamente, que es shortly, poco tiempo antes de ir, shortly before going to Paris, she took a 3-week crash course, a curso choque, crash, a 2-week crash, a 3-week crash course. Fijaos, 3-week, no pongo la S. ¿Qué tipo de crash course? De 3 semanas. Adjetivizo un sustantivo. Week. A 3-week crash course. A 2-day crash course. She took a 3-week crash course in French. Once she started working in the Peugeot headquarters, it took her about 2 months. To feel that she could handle the language without too much trouble. So she took a 3-week crash course, 7 hours a day. Apprendre français, 7 heures par jour. Okay, 7 hours a day. All right, for 3 weeks. Then she went to Paris and began working in the legal department in Peugeot. It took her about 2 months to feel comfortable, to feel that she could get by. To get by is salir del paso, apañarse. It took her about two months, no? It took her 2 months to feel that she could get by. Yes, that she could handle the language, manejar el idioma, without too much trouble. Sin demasiado problema. Without too much trouble. Right now, ahora mismo, right now, she's the assistant to the dealer contract supervisor. This is the most boring thing. Okay. Right now, she's the assistant. Assistant is ayudante a, o adjunta a. El supervisor de los contratos con los concesionarios. Okay. You know, a car, for example, if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a Peugeot, you go to un concesionario de Peugeot. You go to the Peugeot dealer. Perhaps there are 100 in Spain, I don't know. And in France, probably there are 200 dealerships. Now, the dealer, concesionario, el dueño, the owner of the dealership is called the dealer. And the dealer is not an employee of Peugeot or Renault or BMW or whatever, no. The dealer is independent. However, the dealer has an exclusive contract with the company to represent the brand, representar la marca y venderla, and to give it service and spare parts, recambios, all of these things. That's the dealer. And of course, there's a contract. And a person in Peugeot supervises all of the contracts. And Inés is one of his assistants. Okay. It sounds like a boring job to me. It sounds like, parece un trabajo bastante aburrido. It sounds like a boring job, but maybe it's not, I don't know. Yes. Her job is to, specifically, her job is to draw up contracts for new Peugeot dealerships or advise the sales and credit departments on the fine points concerning current dealer contracts. My God. Okay, so she has basically two activities. To draw up contracts for new dealerships. A dealership is una concesión, el centro, el concesionario. A dealership. And the dealer is the owner. And the dealer owns a dealership. Now, to draw is dibujar. To draw también es sacar. To draw a conclusion. Sacar una conclusión. To draw a conclusion. Sacar agua de un pozo is to draw water from the well. Or to draw. Now, to draw up is elaborar o preparar o confeccionar, en este caso, contratos. Preparar los contratos, elaborar los contratos de cero. To draw up the contracts. So her job has two elements in her job. One, to draw up contracts for new Peugeot dealerships, or the other job is to advise the sales and credit departments. To advise is asesorar. Advise, con S, no con C. Advise. Con C es consejo, asesoramiento. Advice. Escucha, te voy a dar un consejo. I'm going to give you some advice. Se dice some, algo de asesoramiento. I'm going to give you some advice. Advice. Te voy a dar un consejo. I'm going to give you some advice. Enlazamos, some advice. Así se dice. Deja que te dé un consejo. Let me give you some advice. Siempre te dice some advice. También se puede decir a piece of advice. Un trozo de asesoramiento. Vale, un piece of advice. También, let me give you a tip. Tip es un consejito. Pero tip normalmente es un pequeño consejo de ayuda. Miren, ¿ves? Sujetar así, prueba sujetando así. Y verá, it's a tip. I'm giving you a tip to improve your writing skills. That's much easier. Okay, that's a tip. But let me give you some advice. Advice. Ahora, el verbo aconsejar o asesorar, la C cambia a S, pero la pronunciación también cambia. Advise. Susana en Zaragoza siempre está advising. Advise. Te aviso, te aconsejo que no lo hagas. I advise you. I advise you not to do it. All right. So her job is to draw up contracts for new Peugeot dealerships or advise the sales and credit departments on fine points concerning current dealer contracts. Los puntos finos, fine points. Bueno, puntos finos no. Fine points means algunos de los puntos, algunos matices en el contrato. Fine points. Mira, cuidado, porque dice, all right, y hay una coma aquí, significa que el otro es diferente. Fine points. So she advises the sales department and the credit department. The sales department, okay, their job is to sell. But they sell through the dealerships. So it's important for the sales team in Peugeot to understand the contract, the expectations from the contract when they deal with the sales department in the dealership. And so Inés's job is to advise the sales department. And the credit department is the department in Peugeot that controls the credit, because the dealerships usually or never pay immediately. They have different payment systems established, credit lines, and other types of agreements for financing. And the credit department is in charge of that. So Inés Garcia advises both the sales department and the credit department on fine points concerning current contracts, the current contratos actuales, no futuros. All right. It's a boring job. All right. This is interesting. Para mí, it's interesting for me. For you, no. It's boring, probably. But for me, it's interesting. The most common problem that arises. Rise is cuando algo sube. El sol sube, sale. The sun rises. But arise, cuando adelante surge. El problema más común que surge. The most common problem that arises, to arise, arise, is when some of the Peugeot dealers who operate in rural areas agree to take a tractor as a trade-in on a new or used car. Okay. Coches nuevos. Vehículos nuevos. We say, aquí se dice turismos. When I came to Spain, ¿qué es un turismo? Es un coche. Oh. Why turismo? No sé, se dice turismo. Venta de turismos. You go to the Instituto Nacional de Estadística. Venta de turismos. 2023. Okay, fine. I mean, imagine a foreigner who says, ¿qué demonios es un turismo? All right, it's a car. Okay. Strange things, okay. But in any case, we have new cars and used cars. Coches, vehículos nuevos, vehículos de ocasión, se dice. Un turismo de ocasión. Why ocasión? We say, vehículo usado o vehículo de segunda mano. I mean, say second hand or used. Like in Spanish, usado o de segunda mano, you say it. A second-hand car and a used car. Formally, we say used car. We don't say a second-hand car. Yeah, we say second-hand for other things. You know, second-hand pencil or something, but used cars. So we have new cars, new car sales, and used car sales. The new car showroom, sala de exposición para los coches nuevos, wow. But then we have para coches de ocasión. That's used cars. Now, if I have a car and I want to buy a new car, well, I can keep my old car and buy a new car, and I have two cars. Or I can sell my old car to another person and then buy the new car. Or I can go to the dealership and I say, I want to buy that new car and I want to sell my used car to you. Un trueque. A trueque en inglés significa trade. To trade in. To trade in. I want to trade in my car, my current car for that new car. So if the new car costs 30,000 euros, for example, let's say the sticker price. Sticker price is el precio que está en la pegatina. The sticker price is 30,000 30,000 euros, but I want to trade in my current car. And so the used car dealer, the used car manager, looks at it, drives it around, checks it, and makes an estimate. Estimación de su valor. It says 7,000 euros. I say, okay. And so in the end, I paid 23,000. And my car goes to the dealer, into the used car. That's a trade-in. A trade-in. So my car I'm using as a trade-in. Y se dice in porque entra en el concesionario. Como trueque, más o menos. No es un trueque, pero es como parte de pago. La entrega de tu coche actual como parte del pago para el coche nuevo. ¿Suena? It makes sense? All right. That's a trade-in. And the trade-in value, ¿cuál es el valor? They trade-in. What's the trade-in value? Now, it's a car. It's a car, and I'm trading it in for a new car. Okay, but imagine I'm a farmer. Soy agricultor. And I live in a rural area in France. And I go to the dealerships and I want to buy a Peugeot. But I want to trade in my tractor. Cambio el tractor y no el coche. And the dealer, who's also living and working in a rural area, says, okay, Francois, no problem. We'll take. And so this is a problem because some dealerships in France and in Spain, this happens in Spain as well, some dealers accept a tractor, un tractor, como parte pago, no un coche. So they have ventas de coches usados, vende coches nuevos, vende de tractores usados. You know, and el contrato no estipula tractores. You know, the contract, this is cars. This is a car business, not a farm equipment. Maquinaria agrícola, no, it's a car business. But in the rural areas, you know, the dealer wants to make money. He said, no problem, we'll take that. And ya lo venderé. Okay. And that's a problem because it's not included in the contract. And so that's the problem here. Yes. The most common problem that arises is when some of the Peugeot dealers who operate in rural areas, zonas rurales, áreas rurales, rural areas, agree to take a tractor as a trade-in on a new or used car. This is specifically prohibited in the contract. It's prohibited in the contract. But some dealers, especially those in southern France, sur de Francia, in southern France, will take a tractor as a trade-in if they know they have a buyer for it. Sé que tengo un comprador para este tractor. So why not? It's prohibited. Well, why not? ¿Qué más da? What difference does it make? Come on, make an exception. So there's un tira floja, there's a tug of war. Tug of war is tira floja between some dealers in southern France because it says, why not? ¿Qué más da? What difference does it make? It doesn't matter. Come on. We're here to make money. I'll make money, you'll make money. The tractor owner will make money and have a new car. Come on. All right. This is specifically prohibited in the contract, but some dealers, especially those in southern France, especially those, sobre todo aquellos en el sur de Francia, especially those in southern France, will take a tractor as a trade-in, como un intercambio, will take a tractor as a trade-in for a new or used car. Okay. This way, they make a car sale, hacen una venta, as well as a small profit on a tractor sale. So they sell the tractor. Yes, the Peugeot credit department has an ongoing problem with these dealers. Okay, the credit department, el Departamento de Crédito gestiona este problema. The credit department has an ongoing problem, un problema continuo, ongoing problem with these dealers about this question. And Inés always has to attend the meetings on behalf of the legal department. So Inés has to travel to the south of France and in the meetings between dealers, rural dealers, and the Peugeot credit department, PSA credit department. And Inés, deep down, dice aquí, deep down, she agrees with the dealers. Es un problema. En el fondo, está de acuerdo con los concesionarios que están saltando las reglas. But she agrees. Why not? It doesn't make any difference, right? I agree with the dealers. Why not? Okay. I think one of the problems is the computer system. The control system doesn't include campo para tractores, and I think that's one of the problems. But I'll talk more about this tomorrow. Take care.